Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David and this is a deck review. Actually, it's a couple of deck reviews. One of my loyal visitors asked that I review some of the reversed image decks, and so I actually had a couple lying around, and that's a really great idea, kind of stick all the reverse image decks into one review instead of breaking them all up into smaller reviews. And I certainly don't have every single color in the reversed image series. There's gazillions. You know, there's yellow, green, purple, pink, any color you can think of. I think there's even a rainbow one where every single card's a different color. I have no idea what started this phenomenon or started this craze. Because I lived through this early point when illusionists kind of kicked in and went full throttle, and when they released their Black Tiger deck and it took off, somewhere around there when illusionists made Black Tiger and then when they made Viper, there were these black and silver reversed image decks, and so it kind of made me think that Bicycle wanted to make their own Black Tiger deck or their own Viper deck and release it cheaper and just see how well it did. I mean, it even carries over into some other things. There's even a vintage edition. Bicycle has their own distressed vintage deck, just like Illusionist does. So I don't know. You'd have to ask Bicycle or ask somebody who's smarter than I am why these decks got started, but I'm just going to go through a couple of them and show them to you. This one's a black and silver deck. It shows the black and silver design on the back, and on the front it carries the same theme. It is a simplified version of the rider back. It's not as detailed. You know, it says Bicycle really big and has some of the images from an 808 deck on the back, but not all of it. The faces are gray on some, and of course you can see the pips are black, but then other cards are black with silver pips. So you kind of get this weird zebra effect through the whole deck, which I don't love. The courts are the big Mondo jumbo courts, and I don't really like that either because, you know, they're not reversed, and so it just seemed like some sort of specialty novelty deck, and I don't know. It's not awesome. There's your Ace of Spades, black with a silver pip. It kind of looks like someone took a Viper deck and a Black Tiger deck and shuffled them together and said, hey, here's a deck. So that's black and silver. There's a black and white. It's also kind of black and silver. I still call it black and silver, but as you can see, it's more white than silver. Standard jokers. Standard Ace of Spades. And again, this is going to be a white deck, which makes it a little nicer, a little easier to play with. Again, same back design, same simplified, stripped out back design. And you're also going to get the same giant Mondo court cards. But again, it's now silver pips instead of the reverse image, which makes it a little nicer. I mean, the fact that you got white faces and silver pips makes it a little bit easier to play with. So I do like this one better, but I'm not in love with that back design. It looks too cartoony for me. It looks too simplified. Blue and white. This one has a standard 808 back, standard rider back, and it's baby blue. But the weird thing about the baby blue is it's got a dark blue border around the baby blue, and then even though it has a white border, the faces are full bleed color, which is odd because, again, when you have full bleed color, you can't hide reverse cards. Notice your courts are stripped of color, and it's kind of a reverse image effect of white on blue, and the pips are the same way. They're just white on blue. And then there's no differential between red pips or black pips. They're just all white. So again, kind of strange, but at least standard courts, not, you know, blown out big super Mondo courts. And is there anything else interesting? I'm trying to see if I could find the ace for you. Joker looks normal, and another full-size Joker. So that is the blue and white deck. Let's go look at, this is like a purple pinkish color. I'm not sure, periwinkle. What do you call this? I don't know. another weird back. Now the back looks shrunken. The logo in the center is reduced, and then but you still have the same rider back border, which is odd. And again, a white border around the pink border, but then the edge white border is pink. So no rhyme or reason whatsoever. Full bleed pink. Now that's nice, you know, because now your reverse cards don't stand out, but your pips there are white. And then we're going to do the double color craziness. So half the colors are pink and half the card faces are purple. And again, you're going to have the giant exploded faces that aren't reversible, and all your colors look like a Smurf and a fairy princess sneezed and made this weird, strange, haphazard deck. So that is that one. I don't even know why I own this deck. It's so girly. And then last but not least, we have the Tsunami deck. Now, this is still a reversed image deck, but it is the 808 Alpha Edition because there's an elephant on the front. There were two versions of the Tsunami deck released. There was a Tsunami deck that had a blue sticker, which is what I have, and there was a Tsunami version that had a red sticker. Both these decks are out of print and a little bit hard to find. I think the reason for the blue sticker was because after the Tsunami efforts kind of went away, they still had the deck. So I think they still kept producing the deck even though they didn't include any paraphernalia or reference to the fact that this deck was supposed to raise money for tsunami relief. Again, it's a reverse image back, so it's a green, like a I don't know, it's like a pea green back all the way through, and then this kind of reversed image white-green deck. You do get a blank card, which is fun, but it's just a big green card, and you get your guarantee joker. And your pips are at least red, you know, but red on puke green looks really awful, I think. And you got your full-size joker, which is black and white and puke green. And your ace of spades has a big old elephant on it, because an elephant never forgets. So your faces are all dark, ugly green with black on it, which looks like it looks awful. And the courts are white. All the color has been stripped out of them. And white on green with black looks awful. Then you got green with the red pips and looks equally awful. So while as you're giving money to support the relief of the tsunami victims, your reward is an ugly deck. So that's some of the reversed image decks. You might see them hanging on the peg hooks in grocery stores, and you might look at them and go, "Hey, what are those?" And so that's kind of what they are. And the nice thing about them, at least, is on the back they give you a little sample, you know, of what the cards might look like on the inside. So that's your first heads up. If it looks like a color scheme you might want to go with. So that's that. And as always, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel just so you can stay up to date on the latest in cards and cardistry, card fashion, card networking, card craziness. And you can also follow me on Twitter at my account, which is twitter.com/magicorthodoxy. You can also like my page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/magicorthodoxy.